So sometimes you get asked to do a job and you just jump straight in because it's so cool, and then you think, I'll just worry about how I'm going to do that afterwards. And this is basically one of those jobs. Now, I got a phone call asking if I could put up a ceiling mounted train set in a toy shop, and the building itself was a pretty traditional construction with timber rafters and timber purlins, a bit of steel truss work, and an old gas pipe that ran directly underneath the ridgeboard. And the original train set that you can see here was suspended from that gas pipe and a scaffolding pole between two of the metal trusses. And the one that was going in to replace it, which was pre-built in another branch, which was fitted to a flat ceiling. Now, each one of those vertical supports is at either end of a long piece of MDF or a curve of MDF, and then one in the middle to support it. So the problem I had was I couldn't pick the anchor points. They were determined by the lengths of the timber that were there, and because it was hanging from a pitched roof rather than a flat ceiling, I had to find a way to suspend everything but in the right place, so that it was just this huge jigsaw puzzle that was referenced from the middle of nowhere basically. Now you can see in this clip, I'm up and down the ladder constantly trying to find a good point to work with the next bit, and it was how basically this job went. So what I decided to do was to use the original mounting sort of tunnels and suspend those by threaded rod. Along the straight I used that purlin, because there were two purlins running parallel to each other that would serve as the straight runs. So I fixed a piece of 3x2 timber to the purlin, drilled 2 holes in it, and then dropped the new tunnel section from that on the threaded rods. That way I could pick the length to suit the length of timbers that I had to make the track up, and then on the shorter straight runs I could use the centre section on the gas pipe. The problem I had was the corners. They were the real sticking point, and I'll be honest, it was a few sleepless nights as to how I was going to do this. And the idea I came up with was to use a large sheet of MDF, 3/4 of an inch thick, fixed directly to the rafters. Now here you can see I've got the 2 straight runs done. I've got the back end connected with the 2 corners, and the centre point of the short straight run is suspended from that gas pipe. Looking at it from the other side, this is the last corner and a much clearer shot. I've done basically all the legwork, and I'm just putting up the last few bits of straight run, ready to take the corner. So again, up and down, roughly getting the heights aligned, fixing the cross members to the purlin, drilling the holes, and fixing the threaded rod to the ceiling piece, down to the little tunnel piece, and then putting the flat track support, sort of the suspension side of it, and fixing that in place. Then I take my 3/4 inch piece of MDF, which I painted white so it was less conspicuous on the ceiling, and I screwed that into the rafters through the basically hardboard panels that had been nailed onto the rafters, and that gave me a point to fix to for my threaded rod. I could basically pick a point anywhere on that board to fix to for my threaded inserts. So as luck would have it, the point at which I started, it turned out that I really should have started about 2 foot further along the building, because I had a big gap at one end of the room, and I went into the cupboards at the other end. So what I decided to do, rather than shift everything along, I just cut a hole in the side of the cupboard, bit of a feature, and leveled it all from that point of the shelf. So here you can see the train. This is the Virgin Express train going around the track. Because it's a very old track and there was a bit of an issue with the power point, I actually have to give it a little shove there to get it going round. So it needs a bigger power pack, and then it's all steam ahead, no pun intended. So it worked, and it's up and running. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out my Lego till point video that I did for this toy shop as well. So we'll see you again soon.